Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Father Moo on the bandwagon today, baby. That's right. Now, look here. Father Moo is not a proud man. He's a simple man. He sees a bandwagon on the internet. He jumps on that bandwagon on the internet. So what we got here today, that's right. It's a stopwatch. What are we doing today? We're doing speed runs, baby. You weren't expecting that. Whoa. Okay, so I saw this kid on the internet. He's like a kid. He makes 100 rap beats a day in Fruity Loops. And they have this challenge where you use only the Fruity Loops presets to make the beat from Soulja Boy, Tell 'Em, Soulja Boy's first hit, which is just like some drum hits, a couple of steel drums, and a orchestra sample thing. So let's go ahead and give that kid his credit and look at that little video now. Nice, right? So he did that in 17 seconds. Well, I don't have Fruity Loops here. I have the Nord Micro Modular. But I thought it'd be funny, especially with zero preparation, to test myself and see what kind of speed runs I can do. I don't think I can do anything in 17 seconds, but I think I can do some things. So I don't know if you know this, but usually when I make these videos, I have a mic in my left hand. I use a Shure SM58. And with my right hand, the microphone's in my left hand. With my right hand, I'm using the little trackpad on a Acer laptop and the little buttons to substitute for a mouse. So today I'm using a cheap, crappy, generic mouse and with a USB cable that I've plugged in just to give myself all the advantages that I could. That might speed me up a little bit. One thing that'll slow me down is sometimes I like to use the control key to make copies of modules. But since I got the mic here, I got to stop talking and reach down to click the control key. So if my voice drops out in the speed run, that's the way it goes. I'll try to... I mean, it's no fun watching me do this unless I actually tell you what I'm doing. So I will still try my best to do that. But, yeah, it's going to be a weird one today. So anyway, those are the rules, and I'm sticking to them, and let's do this. So my first challenge for myself, I decided I would make a 3-part drum machine. So I am going to do that. As you can see, we have a blank patch in the Nord Modular editor, completely starting from scratch. And we got the stopwatch here. So here's the first speed run, 3-part drum machine, and tension building. Go! Okay, so we need a out module. So there's 2 outputs. Boom. 3-voice drum machine. You need a 3-input mixer. Boom. And we're going to use the oscillator drum sound. There's one. Copied it 3 times. Now I need the clock generator over here. Now I need a sequencer, so I'll take event sequencer. 2 copies of that. Wire up the click input. And the sync goes to reset. Reset. Making a pattern on the first channel. Make the pattern on the second channel. Make some kind of hi-hats on the 3rd channel. Connect the triggers to the instruments. 1, 2, 3. Now we dial in a kick, and we dial in a snare, and we dial in a cymbal. Come on, cymbal. There we go. Now we connect the outputs of the drum machines to the mixer, and we're almost there. We're so close, baby. Here we go, and boom. 1 minute and 14 seconds and 81 splilliseconds. Wow. You like that? Okay, that's a whole stream for today. Thank you very much. No, just kidding. So that was the easy one to make, the 3-part drum machine. Wow, it sounds like the cymbal is clapping for me. Thank you so much, cymbal. I appreciate it. I'm not going to stop there. Let's see what else I can make in a very short period of time. I'm not even going to save these because each of those instruments I make is too simple to be anything really worthwhile. Even I know that. This is just for fun. What should I do? Okay, how about, well, we could make, traditionally, we have been known to emulate the Mini Moog. So, let's go ahead and do that. So a Mini Moog, to refresh your memory, is a 3-oscillator synth. It has a filter and it has an ADSR envelope. So, well, I guess they had ADR. I'm going to make it with ADSR today. And I think it's, you know what? For this, just an exception, just to be crazy, I'm going to use the keyboard floater. So I'm not going to plug a sequencer into it this time. I'm going to actually play a note on this keyboard when it's done, right before I hit the stop button. So for this one, will be an actual like keyboard playable instrument. If I had a big MIDI keyboard here, I could play notes on it. I don't, but that's okay. So let's reset this bad boy. Are you ready? Here we go. The tension is building. The sweat is pouring down his face, and go. Again, we need a in-out. So here's our 2 outputs. I don't think we're going to need a mixer, so let's go straight to the oscillators. Osc B is going to do the job here. So there's 1, there's 2. It's actually maybe faster to do it this way. I need to mix the oscillators together in a mixer. I need to make a filter, which should be the classic LP filter. Now I need a envelope, and I said I would do ADSR, so there it is. Now we gotta tune these here. So we'll tune this one up an octave. Come on, little buttons. There we go. And this one down an octave. So otherwise there's no use having 3 oscillators. Let's set the top one to sine, the middle one to square, and the bottom one is, top one is saw, and the bottom one is already on sine. So we connect the 3 different types of oscillator to here. We're going to send the mixer out to there, and we send this bad boy into here. Oh God, I realize I don't know how to connect the keyboard. I need a, what's it called? Keyboard voice. Yep, that's the one. And then the gate connects to here, and we should be good. Wow, 120. Was it actually faster for me to make that than to make the other one? Let's just adjust the settings so you can hear it a little better. So it's definitely a 3-osc synth. Yep, I can hear all 3 of those there. So that's the fastest we could build that one. It was actually faster than the drum machine. That's kind of neat. Okay, cool. So that was the Mini Moog. We got it down to 120 for a functional instrument. Not bad, not bad. What else can we do here today? I think I'm going to get rid of this guy. I can barely remember how the keyboard in-out settings work. What if we do Berlin School? Let's see how fast we can do a Berlin School patch. Okay, so for Berlin School, you're going to need 3 drums, and you're going to need 2 sequenced voices. So that means 2 1-oscillator voices. We've done a lot of Berlin School patches on here before. Again, if you want to hear what Berlin School sounds like, you can listen to Tangerine Dreams. I think the album is called Phaedra, probably the first Berlin School album. Or if you want a more modern one, you can listen to Carbon-Based Life Forms. They're very popular. And honestly, what I'm basing it on today is closer to Carbon-Based Life Forms because Phaedra didn't have a drum machine on it. It was just sequencer only. So this one should take me a little bit longer, but I'm going to do it as fast as I can. So this is Berlin School Speedrun. Father Moo, building tension, go. Okay. So the in-out, as usual, is this one. We're going to need the 8-input mixer because we're going to have 5 voices. Now we need drums. There's the 3 drum voices. We also need oscillators. There's the 2 oscillators. And let's go ahead and drop the drums straight into the mix here like this. Oh God, this is so hard to plan. Let's put some filter over here. And we're going to need some envelopes. I'm not even thinking, I'm just wiring it up at this point. So oscillator into filter, filter into envelope. That's into input 4. Oscillator into filter, filter into envelope, envelope into voice 5. So we got all our voices. Let's switch the tones. We got sine wave, got a square wave. So we need a clock generator. There we go. Tempo down to Berlin school style. We're going to need at least one envelope here. Event sequencer. Attach the clock to there. Plug this into the kick and the snare. They will be. And we're going to use a clocked random step generator. Clocked random oh God, that's the wrong one. We need a clocked pattern generator for the the hi-hat in the pattern. So connect him to the hi-hat here. The hi-hats are already connected in. Connect the reset knobs to sync. And put some kind of a simplistic little drum pattern in here for the kick and the snare. I don't know if that's right, but it's close enough. We'll just have a random pattern going on the hi-hat, dial in the drums, and we'll get something. Give me some snare. Oh God, I didn't connect the mixer yet. Cymbal. Come on, cymbal. There we go. Okay, connect this mixer to here. What am I doing wrong here? I'm not hearing the 3rd drum, am I? Oh, I am, okay. The pattern just wasn't changing very much. Okay, let's keep going. So, got to get a LFO slave. I have no time to figure out which is the right LFO. So I'm going to feed this one into pulse width modulation here. And I'm going to get 2 note sequencers going. If I use B, I won't need another sequencer, the event sequencer, so that'll save me a little time. Set these to random and use the key quantizer. Where is that? Key quantizer. God, we're running out of space. Where's the other key quantizer? Control, key quantizer. So put in some notes in C here, and put some notes like this. There we go. Send the outputs of these to the 2 different oscillators. Turn up the pitch input. Same thing for a second oscillator. Send it to here. And we take the outputs of the sequencers to go into the inputs. And we take the outputs of the gate clock out to go to the, oh God, which is which? This must be number 2. So this is probably number 1. Well, they're both doing 16 steps, so it makes no difference. Connect the clocks up to the clocks here and connect the resets. Luckily, they're all on 16 steps to the reset here and the reset here. And we should be hearing sounds. That's it. Let's stop it. So it's pretty dull. Let's just open up the filters. Yeah, it could be worse. So 4 minutes and 30 seconds and 87 milliseconds to make a 2-voice Berlin school machine. This is literally stressing me out. My eyes were glazing over as I was trying to cram all the modules in there. It was fun though. This is pretty cool. I'm trying to think of what else I can make that would be a reasonable build for the situation here. Well, these are repeating 16-step patterns. Maybe I could make a generative instrument that doesn't have such an obviously repeating pattern as this one does. Okay, that'll be our next challenge. This one is so nice. I think I'm gonna call this one the patch of the session here. I guess I don't want to delete it completely. It was too fun doing that. Maybe I'm the only one having fun here, but it's fun for me anyway. Oh god, I'm losing it, aren't I? Okay, great. So it's going to be number 95. I should have saved it as a file first. So let's call this one... Oh, I've got the perfect name for it. I'm going to call it 95 Speedrun BS. You could say the BS stands for Berlin School, or you could say it stands for something else. Behringer synth. Get it? But yeah. But we don't say the B word on this show. We only say B word. So kids out there, if you're listening, BS stands for something else. So Berlin School. Yeah, that's what it stands for. Yeah, great. Okay. Okay, that was too much fun, as I said, but I'm going to do one more. In fact, if I had done any kind of planning beyond 3-part drum machine, I'm sure I could have thought of something more complicated than what we've come up with today. But let's do the last challenge. Okay, so this last challenge, I'm going to make a... It's supposed to be more complicated. This is the advanced speedrunning challenge. So, yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a generative instrument that doesn't play any repeating patterns. So the melodic notes coming out of the single voice will be changing all the time, and the patterns of the drums will be changing all the time. And I'm also going to challenge myself not to use the 3 default drums I used before. I mean, I am going to use the drum synthesizers, but I can't use the same presets as before. I got to use new presets. So that's the challenge. 2 operators for the voice, single voice, 3 drum sounds, none of the ones we used before. And it has to be totally generative in the sense that the patterns do not repeat. They are essentially random, although they will be tuned to a key. Okay, so that's this, we'll call it a generative instrument. So reset this bad boy. Yep, here we go. And 1, 2, 3, go. So we're off. In, out. We're going to use the same 2 outputs we always use. Stick with the 8 inputs mixer because we have more than 3 voices. Let's do the FM voice first. So I can't remember which slave oscillator to use, so I'm going to use this one, the 2 master oscillators here. This one is FMing that one. I don't know how much. I'm going to make the AD as the envelope, and I'm going to use a wave wrapper because, as we know, it sounds awesome. Let's plug this together. This is our first FM voice. We should probably detune this from this one. So we'll use, oh wait, no, God, no, not that. Use the thingy. Where's the partial? Oh God, I thought it was supposed to be partials. Okay, let's just detune it an octave for now. We're gonna use a sequencer, but we're also going to use a clocked random step generator, and we're going to use a control signal mixer. So that means that the information being sent to our key quantizer will not be just the output of the sequencer, but rather mixed in with some random flavor here. So we're going to give it some notes from the pentatonic major scale and feed the mixer in here. This guy will need to be randomized. This guy will take, oh God, we need a clock. Where's the clock? Put it here. Oh, don't crash on me now. Okay, great. So there we go. Clock and reset goes to sync. And the same clock is going to go into the random step generator. We're going to dial the tempo way the heck down. Send this into the pitch input of the, I think it's only the first guy who gets it. Oh, no, it's got to be both, right? So, yeah, because usually this one would be the slave. That's right. Okay, great. So we've got a voice. What we need is the gate output of the sequencer going into here. Why am I? Oh, not here we go. We haven't connected the mixer. Cool, we got that. Okay, great. Let's go on to the drums. There's one. There's two. Let's go to drum sound sequencer here. I just had a brilliant idea, so I'm going to throw, even though I should have done this before, let's throw a digitizer in here so that all the drums will actually feed into that digitizer first, and when they do, they will be processed randomly by this guy, the clocked random step generator, who will be randomly messing with their sample rates. So that should make them quite, well, as I said, everything has to be different every time around, and that will ensure that it certainly is. So let's use different percussion sounds. Feeding in here, that was perk 1. Perk 2, as I recall, perk 6 is a sort of kick drummy, boomy sound. These two should be cleaner. So what we need now is something to sequence them, which would be this. So there's 3 clocked pattern generators there. Connect their clocks together. Plug that into the master clock. Send the reset clock to each of these 3 bad boys. So they are already making random oh God, that's the wrong thing. Random patterns. But that's not enough. We've got to send a signal from here to the pattern input so the patterns never play the same pattern. So as to be generative as promised, the output should go into the trigger of each of these. We should be getting drums any moment now. Trigger in. Here we go, drum. Wow. About 1 second less than my last one. Let's just listen. Well, that did what we said it would do. It's certainly not a repeating drum pattern. Or if it is, I can't hear it. And the melody is also all over the place, but still tuned. Oh, look what I did. I put in the wave wrapper, but I forgot to give it any amount or do anything here. So let's just fix this by plugging that into here. Right? Man, I gotta say, I actually like this one too, so I don't care what I said before. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I've done more than one stream where I didn't have a patch, such as the OPP stream. So I'm going to call this 196 and call it Speedrun Gen for generative. And I'm going to save that one in the synth. That's right. I know, I'm a bad boy of synthesizer programming. You got my number, ladies. Call me up. So yeah, I've already forgotten what the times are, but if memory serves, I think the drum machine was 1 minute 40 seconds. The Mini Moog was 1 minute 30 seconds. The Berlin school was 431, and here the generative instrument is 429 with one missed parameter. You can ding me for that if you want. It still met my conditions as laid out in the beginning. You could also ding me for the fact that I should have done the mixing differently so that I didn't have to do it this way, but I could have saved this 8-input mixer, but we're not anywhere close to over, so it really doesn't matter. So yeah, more silliness from the Father Moo channel. I don't know, I hope you found this interesting, including my high-speed programming description of what I was doing. The Soldier Boy guide didn't actually do that, so that's some added value from Father Moo. So we'll listen a little bit to the Speedrun generator machine. I hope you found this humorous. I can guarantee I'm going to do this again. In fact, if you have a synth you'd like me to emulate in an upcoming speedrun, leave its name in the comments, and if it's feasible, I'll do it. I can't do like the Ensoniq Physmo or something. It has to be something I can build with the limited amount of modules that the Nord Modular offers me, but I'll give it a shot. I bet I could do like Korg Monologue or what else, like the Octave the Cat or something like that. But yeah, for now, let's listen a little bit to that last instrument we made. I hope you found this as fun as I did. I really appreciate everyone coming out and subscribing. We'll see you around. Father Moo out.